So Microsoft SQL, so Oracle DB to Teradata, NoSQL, Redshift, MySQL, PostgreSQL. So all are like database only. So for each and every database, we have the common language called SQL, structured query language. By using this language only, they can manage the database to store the data, create the tables, these things. Okay. Database, like we have multiple database in our market. Everything will do the SQL only. So when you learn Microsoft SQL Server, we call it as a SQL developer. Even if you learn Oracle, there also we have SQL. So they will call as a SQL developer only. Even DB2 also, when you learn DB2, so they have SQL developer. Even like a Teradata developer, NoSQL, Redshift. If you learn MySQL and work on MySQL, we call it as a SQL developer only. Similarly, Postgre as well. But as of now, we are learning on Microsoft SQL Server, not with any other. But all the databases, common thing is SQL. Okay, common language. By using SQL only, we need to manage these databases. So all these databases, common language is SQL. SQL means structured query language. Structured query language. By using this language only, we can communicate the database. By using this language, SQL, we can communicate the this one. So initially, like how we can, where we need to work in Microsoft SQL Server. So we need to install SSMS, SQL Server Management Studio. So everyone, like open your browser, SQL Server downloads. See here, first step we have SQL Server downloads. Click here. And we have SQL Server on Azure, SQL Server at the edge, SQL Server on premises. Below, download a free specialized edition. So we have seen like two. Latest version is SQL Server 2022. So we can use like from we have couple of versions like 14, 16, 19, 22. Initial before also we have like a 2008 R2, 2012, 14, 16. We have like multiple versions. The latest version is SQL Server 2022. So there are two types like developer version, express version. So you can download like express. Anyone is also fine, but you can prefer like express. SQL Server 2022 free edition for SQL Server, ideal for development, production for desktop, web and small server applications. You can download this first. Still classes are not started. Just I'm going to explain how to download the SQL Server software. Okay, you can click this one. Already SQL Server is installed in my system. So you can click on OK. So it is running SQL Server 2022. So click on basic version and click on this accept button. So install location, install. Okay, after installation, like it will show like this one. Still taking time. After installation, you can search here, like in Windows button, you can search here, like SSMS. Like this, it will show Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, I'm downloading 2022, but already in my system I have 2018. Okay, I'm double clicking this. See, it looks like this. So once it is open, this is the tool we are going to work on this. This is the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. Whenever we need to create any database, whenever we need to work anything in SQL, we need to open this tool. This is the like Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. So here it shows like connect button. So we can click it here, and here it shows like database engine. We need to click here. So it shows like a database engine. This is my default system server name, desktop something. So here we have like authentication modes, Windows authentication, SQL Server, Azure. But as of now, we are not working on Azure, right? So we need to use these two. Windows means our local. SQL Server authentication means, so in production, like in real-time data in companies, so no need to access everyone, right? So they need to give the one username and password. Whenever we give the username and password, then only we can able to access the server. But as of now, we're working on local, and that to our purpose, right? We can go for Windows authentication. That is our local development purpose. So I'm clicking the connect. See, it is connected. Here it shows like databases, security, server objects, replication, polybase. All these are the object features. So mainly we work on this area, like we can click plus here. So these are the databases already I have created. So this is the system databases, and these databases are, I have created these databases. So up to here, you understand how to download this thing? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You guys are trying, or also after this class you will try this download session? Ajay, did you download this one? You are. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I will replace here. Okay.
After class, I will download this.
Okay, got it. So you understand, right? You guys are understand like where you need to download this software and how to download. Still it is going on, but
Yes, sir.
in the same way we can, like once it is finished, you can click on next button. After that, it will complete with finish. It will show like finish button. You can click that finish button, and you can go here and type like SSMS. So it
Sir,
shows
I
like,
have installed MySQL on my laptop, sir, previously. Is it okay?
no, not okay. MySQL is different than SQL Server. So this common thing is SQL, like a structured query language, but there are slight syntactical difference is there. But mainly we need
Okay,
to
sir.
download Microsoft SQL Server. So you need to type SQL Server download, SQL Server download, and click on enter. And first link you have it shows like SQL Server downloads. When you click that one below, you have like this download now. You can click this one and click on next. So it will install automatically. Once it is installed, you can search here SSMS. Then it will open this window like this.
Sir, can we see this class afterwards also, no, sir? Is it recording or not?
Yeah, I'm recording now.
Okay, sir.
So once it is installed, we can open this one. Then in very first class, shall I start the class now or from tomorrow onwards I will start? Initially, you guys will install this. Why? Because you need to practice. Hello.
So we will download this after the class.
Okay. Shall I will explain now. Yeah. So whenever in SQL, whenever we interact with through SSMS, we have four things like we have DDL, DML, TCL, and DCL. Among these four, we have two is important. Those are like DDL and DML. So let's first take about DDL. DDL means data definition language. Okay, data definition language. By using this DDL, we have few commands like drop, rename, create, alter, truncate. Okay, so I can. So this is like a DDL, data definition language. Here we have like five words. One is drop, rename, create, alter, and truncate. Why we are using DDL? DDL is to define the structure of the table. We use these commands and we can design. So my main intention is I need to create the table first. I need to create the table first like this. Okay. Later I need to table name is employee table. Okay, this employee table. My column name is employee ID, name, salary, address, city. So I need to create the employee table with these columns. Okay. For that purpose, for create the table purpose, I need to use create command. Okay. Then I need to add new column. Already table is created, but I need to add the new column called phone number. So here I need to add the new column called phone number. For this adding purpose, I use like alter command. Why? Because already the table is created, but again I need to add the new column. For adding the new column, I use alter keyword and add the column in this table. That is second one. And then again, I need to rename the sal to salary. SALRY, salary. For already table is created with the existing name called sal. But I want to change the column name SAL to SALARY. For that purpose, I use like rename command. Okay. And I need to, for example, here I had multiple data as a couple of data in this, but I don't want this data. All data together, I vanish like I'm start with fresh. So for that purpose, I use truncate. And I don't want this table anymore. So I will use drop command. So for this purpose, DDL commands will useful. So for creation of the table, When you want to do any changes, manipulations, we can go for alter command. Whenever we need to do any changes with the table name or column name, we use like rename command. So when I don't want this table anymore, so I will use drop command. So let's start with DDL. Why we are using DDL? DDL is data definition language to define the structure of the tables. We use DDL commands. All these are commands. By using these commands only, we can create the table. We can drop the table. We can rename the table. Okay. So let's take first one. So create syntax is create table. So I will initially saying like syntax create table name bracket open bracket close. So here I need to give the column name and I need to give here it as a data type. Okay. So again column name to data type. So here like my main motto is like I need to create the table, right? So this is my table. So what is my table name? What is my table name? Hello?
Employee.
Yeah.
Employee.
What columns are exist in my table? What
Employee ID name.
employee ID, name, salary, address, city, right?
Etc. Yes.
So like this structure, I need to create one table first. Okay. So this is the syntax create table name, bracket open, bracket close, column one and data type, comma, column two, data type. This is syntax actually. So he like this multiple columns we can create. Okay. So now I'm creating my employee table. So what are the columns in my employee? So these are the columns in my employee table. Now I'm creating the table. Create table. My table name is employee. So before creating this table, in which database I'm going to store this table? Okay. So we have here in left side, we have multiple databases like Doctor Who, employee details, MCRS, new, like a couple of databases. But I need to store the data in a particular database. That database name should be like create database data S SQL batch 9. Okay, this is my database now. See here, there is no database name with SQL batch 9, right? So I'm going to create this one. So I'm selecting this and executing, click the execute button. So it is created like command completed successfully. So I will go here and click on server name and here it shows like refresh button. When I click this, it is refreshed. So when I expand this databases, it shows like SQL batch 9, right? So I will use this SQL batch 9 database and I'm going to create the employee table. Okay. So I will click the new query. So whether how can I confirm whether I am creating the table in the particular database or not? There are two ways. One thing is here, SQL batch 9 means whenever we create anything here, it will save this database. And second thing is here we can see SQL batch 9. So this window, whenever we want to do anything, it will fetch or store or it will get from this database only. For example, now I'm in which database? Tell me.
MCRS.
Correct. And similarly, in when I hear uh, when I execute this, see that is changed now. Use test, use database. So when you execute this one, automatically database is mapped to test. So when I click new, use new and execute, so the change it to new, and here also change it to new, right? So now you are in new database. So recently we created one database called SQL batch. So I will go here and change it to SQL batch 9. So it is changed. Now I'm creating create table, employee table, and the columns. So employee ID. So employee ID saves in which format? In generally, it is like in general, not in our system like office
Numeric.
numeric only. Like it will show like 101, 102, 103, right? So for that purpose, I will give it as a data type, integer data type. Integer. Integer means it allows only numeric values like 1, 2, 3. It does not allow like this way 4a, vi, hh. It does not allow these values. It allows only numeric values. That is the data type. So whatever the column you given here, so the data will save only integer format. Okay, it will save only numeric values. If you give like a, it does not accept. Why? Because this column will accept only numeric values. So that is the reason we are giving here integer value. So this is the data type. Integer data type will save only numeric values. That is the purpose we given here as a int. Okay, next employee name. So name will be in alphanumeric, right? So let's take example like my name is Vijay. I can give myself as a 1, 2, 3. So right, it is alphanumeric. There is a chance. Usually in Insta IDs or Facebook IDs, they will mention like that one, like Vijay 1, 2, 3, right? So whatever the data type we use here, it should accept alphanumeric. If we give 1, it should accept. If I give a, it will accept. If I give abc 1 to 3, in that time also it will accept that value. So for that purpose we will use this data type varchar. Okay, varchar. Varchar will accept alphanumeric. So whenever you give one value, it will accept that one. When you give a, it will accept a. When you give both combination abc 1 to 3, it will accept that one as well. Okay, clear? Then salary.
Sir,
SALA.
what is this 100?
100 is the size. 100 is the size.
Okay, okay,
For example,
okay,
I enter like more than 100. It will not allow. Usually name should be in the range of below 100 only, right? So that is the reason I can give it here like this. For example, you have like a address column is there. My address is like when I use like commas and multiple spaces. In that time, it may be there is a chance to increase the size from more than 100. In that case, I will use like max. Okay.
okay, okay,
For
okay.
name purpose, this is max. I will give 50 also fine. This is also more than enough. Hmm? And then I'm use for salary. Amount trade information will save in which format? So like this, right? 10,000.00. So this is the decimal, like paisas it is, right? So we can save this into like this. What is this 10 and 2? Decimal will save the amount traded information. Usually, like when you entered integer here, what will do? It will accept 10,000 as well, but it will not accept the paisas, right? The scale value like 50 paisa. It will not accept. Integer will allow only numeric values. Numeric means like it will allow like this value. but it will not allow the decimal values, right? The points will not accept integer value, but that is the purpose we are using decimal here. Decimal 10 comma 2. This is precision and this is scale. What is precision? So amounted information, this is precision. So up to 10 days we can enter here. If I enter 10, up to 10 cats you can enter here. So after that, when I give 2 means like 50 paisa, right? Usually we have like a 50 paisa, 99 paisa, up to here only, right? So whenever you use like 4, it will show like this. So in our currency, we can consider only up to 2 only, right? 50 paisa, 99 paisa, 75 paisa, right? In Indian currency, we can bother about these two only. This is a scale value, right? For that is the purpose I mentioned here too. So whatever the data you enter here in salary, for example, you enter like 10,000. By default, it taken as a like a 1000.000. When you enter like a 888.80, it will enter the same value. If you enter 900, it will take it as a 900.0 like this, right? This is amounted information. This is the decimal data type. It will save the amounted information. Okay. Next, date of birth. Date of birth. Date of birth is in the form of date format, right? Correct? Date of birth will save the data in date format. We can give like it here, like 2000 0201. So this is the date. In usually SQL Server take it year first, year, month, day. This is the format of SQL Server. They can save the data in this format only. Year, month, day. This format database will save DD. Okay, in this format. So I need to save the data in date format, right? So we have the data type called date. So it will save the data in date format. And next, what else we have? Integer, varchar, decimal, date. Created date. So when I'm going to create this record, for that purpose I need the time as well. So when I enter the record into this employee table, I need the timestamp. So 2023 June 3, like 10/18/00. So I need a time as well. Like this format, I need to save the data here. So by seeing this, I will understand, okay, this record has inserted in this particular time, particular date and